One morning when I turned 14, I woke up on a Saturday morning and I was happy because I'd heard all these horror stories of people getting it in white pants or at the movie theater, surprise, surprise, or in the pool. And I was really lucky because I woke up on a Saturday morning and I got it. And I remember I screamed up to my mom. I was so excited because my mom had already, preempted me for it. She had prompted me that things were going to be okay and really, really helped me to realize that this was an okay thing. In fact, it was a beautiful thing. And so thanks to my mom, I was totally prepared. And on Saturday morning, I woke up, went downstairs, went to the bathroom, screamed up to her. She came running down the stairs and she gave me a big hug, and I'll never forget it because she said, "You're becoming a beautiful young woman." And I'll never forget she said that because my face flushed up and I was so happy.
So my mom was really good about preparing me for puberty, and she knew that she started at a young age, so she had me all prepared and told me what to do and what I would need to do once it started. And so that the day that I got it, I knew what was happening, and I wasn't happy about it. It was painful and awful, but I was at least ready. And so at the end of the day, I was with my mom in the bathroom, and I go, well, at least it's done. It's over. I'm never gonna have to do it again. And then my mom looks at me and she goes, "Oh, you get it every month, honey." And I just started bawling.
So basically, memorable moments of growing up in puberty, I guess, is really when I was much younger than most of the kids that I went to school with. My voice was much deeper than the average third grader or second grader. Back in second grade, my voice started getting deeper, and maybe even before that. But third grade, my parents or my mother had me go get checked out, and it came that I had nodules on my vocal cords, which was from how deep my voice was in my throat, or my vocal cords couldn't handle the vibration or whatever that was going on. So these bumps occurred, which made my voice very hoarse, and I couldn't speak for long periods of time. It would just get very dry, and I wouldn't be able to talk. But I guess some of the funnier things, or that we thought, but teachers didn't think, is when growing up, we'd all have to get up in front of the class and do a pledge of allegiance to the flag, and my voice and me not being able to control how loud it was much louder than everybody else's, which stood out and became some kind of comical scene. And I wasn't doing it intentionally, and the teacher thought that I was just, being some kind of class clown. I might have been a class clown with some other things, but right now what you hear is pretty much what it was back growing up. Nothing's really changed with that, and the only thing that really changed was just my height. Just kept getting taller and taller, and the voice stayed pretty deep, and I don't know, could be a sexy thing, I guess.
I was prepared to become a woman. My mom had explained a lot of things to me, and we also in school had a mother-daughter tea where we had to go and watch these really awkward videos and look at books with our mom sitting right next to us when we were fourth grade in elementary school. So things were explained to us then and again in sixth grade, and my mom made sure that I was aware of everything because she wasn't as a child. So
she gave you books, you guys talked about it.
Yep, and I read that Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, about getting your first period, and so I felt very prepared.
And what was it like that day? Do you remember the day?
Oh yeah. I was older. I was a junior in high school, and I was on my way to a hockey game with my dad and my brother, and my mom and my sister, I think, were somewhere else. So I was home getting ready to leave, and my dad was yelling at me to hurry up because we had to travel. And I was in the bathroom and really had no idea where my mom even kept the things, the pads or the tampons. I didn't even know what she was using at that point. And so I had to kind of do this on my own because it was only with the boys.
Did you tell your dad?
No, it was kind of wrong moment. We're going to a hockey game, really awkward. And then I was at the rink with them all day because I think it was a tournament for them. So I had to be awkward in the restrooms there, public restrooms, and take care of business, I guess.
When did you tell your mom?
I told her, I think that afternoon when I got home. I don't remember if I had called her or anything because I know she was on the road with my sister playing hockey. So I think it was that day when we all got home from our individual things that I sat down and told her. And it was kind of like, okay, it's finally here. It wasn't really that much of a shock. I mean, I was older, so it wasn't that big of a deal.
Your friends, you must have been probably the last of your friends.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so were you anxious to get it?
No. God,
okay.
no.
You didn't want it?
No. I mean, I had friends who had it in 5th grade, and I was thankful that I did not have it. I knew that basically I was small. I was really tiny at that point, and I was an athlete, so I understood that there was a chance that I wasn't going to get it for a while.
What about most embarrassing moments with your period?
I think probably for me, since I was, like I said, older and in high school, my mom didn't want me using tampons right away because she had a friend who died of toxic shock syndrome. So I was using pads and playing sports, and it was like the most uncomfortable feeling in the world. I felt like I was wearing a diaper and trying to run in small track shorts. It's really not, it's not comfortable at all. So I had to have one of my friends like explain how to use tampons because I was not doing the pad thing anymore. So in the locker room, getting instructions on how to use this.
I'd say I felt really prepared for puberty because my older sister, who's 10 years older, she got pregnant when she was 17, so I was 7. And it kind of disrupted the family life. So I got the sex talk around 7.5 at that point, along with my sister who was 2 years older. So, hearing about how men and women are in general, kind of the way you'll feel about women and the way you can take those emotions and construe the truth to make it seem like it's something that's not, kind of prepared me to deal with the emotions and all the crazy feelings I felt when I was, probably 10, 11, get a little glance from a girl and you kind of feel a little funny, or you rub against somebody or your first erection, whatever it may be. You get to kind of control those emotions and handle it better, knowing from that point on all the issues that came from there, early pregnancy, the problems she was facing growing up, and then my father being very detailed about how things happen and body parts and whatnot.